Okay. And we're back. I'm back. I'm here. I have returned. What? Yes.
I think I'm growing.
You're
That's
growing.
probably why I'm eating so much.
Oh, yeah. I just went in the kitchen and saw the last 2 pork chops from earlier were gone. And I looked in the fridge. They weren't in there. And I thought, wait a minute. Go into Rosie's room and she's like hunched over sawing away at a pork chop. I'm like, aha.
Can I have a sip?
But yesterday we had the roast beef, and this little walking garburator ate like nearly the entire roast. I had like a couple of pieces and then went for seconds. And there was like one tiny piece of roast left.
I think I had like at least 5 pieces of roast yesterday.
Wow. That's crazy. Anyway. Cool.
Cool. Ah, yes.
All right. Okay, funds are virtually non-existent right now. How's our dono go? Oh, right, I fixed it. Right, I forgot. I fudged it to fix it. It is fudged. Fudged. I was clearing out my mail earlier because I was getting a storage space warning. And just, what was it? Twitch alerts alone of like, accounts I follow, like so-and-so went live and stuff like that, made up for like fully 5% of my storage. So cleared all those out. It took a while though, because now Hotmail has this annoying thing where you can only do 125 messages at a time. You used to be able to, do a search and then select all, and it would select everything that it had pulled up for that search. But not this time. Not anymore. That's too easy. It's too convenient. I think they just want to make it more difficult, so you'll just buy
My
more
work is easy because I use
storage out of
ClickUp. Here's how I keep
frustration.
track of...
Fuck off. Oh, right, I don't have my YouTube Premium anymore. Because I canceled it. Because I wanted to not be spending so much money on things that were more for luxury. So, yeah. I got ads again. It was nice while it lasted, though. I did enjoy a couple things about YouTube Premium. Oh, cool.
One of the ivory ones.
Oh. Where
It
was...
was in my pool bag from like 2 months ago.
Oh, alright. Well, good. Yeah, keep an eye out for other utensils. I swear we're still missing a few.
Like spoons.
Spoons.
We were thinking we were missing spoons.
Yes, stop using my coffee spoon. Just find another spoon. There are other spoons here that you can use. Alright, let's put the dono link back up. There we go. You can actually use that link anytime, even when I'm not live. In fact, the other night, Tomas, you guys know, dropped a nice big fat juicy dono while we were watching some stuff on Discord. We were watching the first few episodes of Dino Mech Guy King. It's quite good. Quite good indeed. This one I need to do an update of. And then it just puts the link up. That's the automated message. It puts the link up. Well, I was going to grab a pork chop, but since we don't have any, I'll just have some chips instead. Smokin' Sweet Barbecue from Covered Bridge, Canadian company. It's the kind that are extra crispy, fried up in peanut oil. They're quite good. Dollar store brand, funny enough. Or at least that's where they sell them. And they're really good. Very crunchy. Hey, Raptor Rivera.
New York News Hell.
Thoughts on Switch 2? Apparently fucking expensive as hell.
Oh, another bullshit thing.
So I won't be buying it.
Another bullshit thing about the Switch 2 is that, what's the company that did Dark Souls?
From Software?
They're doing basically a Bloodborne 2, but it's a Switch 2 exclusive. Yeah. Winter and another friend of mine, Lachlan, are really pissed about that because they love From Software games.
Well, yeah, they're pretty. We were talking about that the other day. They're pretty consistently excellent.
Yeah, and like
they must have been given a fat paycheck for that.
He was literally wearing a Bloodborne shirt, and he's like, "I don't want to buy a new console just to play this other game." Like, that's literally the only reason you would get it.
And Raptor says, "I heard the Switch 2 has half the battery life as the original." Great.
Well, that's stupid. What's the fucking point in that?
So let's make you pay twice as much for the games as you can play for half as long.
Ugh.
Now, I've made this argument before in that video games are one of the few industries that really haven't increased in price much. If anything, they've actually come down. These video games used to be like $50, $60 back in the 80s. Like an Atari cartridge or something. In fact, I think some of my old ColecoVision cartridges still have the price tags on them. Really need to do a video about those at some point. But the thing is, as we are entering into the worst recession since the Great Depression, that is not the time to price things so high that all of us who are now poor cannot afford them. Especially something like video games, when we would most need them to stay sane and happy.
Yeah.
Huh? The stream did not crash, Travis. I reset it on purpose. By the way, how's it all running now? Is it better? I rebooted everything. No, it still said... What the fuck are you doing? I do show some dropped frames still, but it seems to have slowed down. Might have just been internet issues. What was I saying about MPC? The Model Kit Company? need to give me more about that. Oh, that I've been watching interlaced content on MPC, and it looks really good. So thank you for that heads up. For example, I was watching one of the Doctor Who Blu-ray sets, specifically the UK releases, where they encode everything at 1080i, 25 frames per second. And in particular, a season that was shot entirely on video. And it looked fucking amazing, like, compared to the US releases. Where they deinterlace it and change it to 30 frames per second. So first off, seeing it in the native frame rate, and second off, seeing it interlaced, playing at 50 frames per second through MPC, there's just no difference. There's no comparison. Like, it looks so much better. So, to the point where I'm basically not buying the North American releases anymore. I'm just going to import the UK ones.
I love this computer.
Well, you get the 50 to convert to 60, but it's not even that. They deinterlace it with, you know, field blending, I guess. And then and it's not even the same frame rate. Which is annoying, because modern players should be able to handle 25 frames per second. You know? There's no somehow about it, dude. Just go to Amazon UK. They ship anywhere in the world. Well, yeah, there's old players that don't. Like, my PS3 won't, but my PS4 and 5 do. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I know. It's because it's soft locked. There's no reason for it to not be able to play those frame rates. They could have given it a firmware update. To unlock that, but they won't bother now. But regions mean even less to me now since I got this. And MKV, make MKV, which I bought, by the way. I fully supported that release. I had the money at the time. The 4K ROM, which can actually handle even higher frame rates natively. You can do like 1080p 60 on that. You can probably do 4K 60 on it. What did they do? 30 frames per second did it? Oh. Oh, really? Just everywhere. Well, that's just silly. Yeah. Well, I don't feel too bad about having the Blu-rays there then. Oh, wait a minute. Are the Blu-rays normal speed? I guess it's because, like, 24 is sort of more universal. Anything can play it. Well, then it gets into the whole thing of, like, when they were deciding on the standards, if they were going to do 25, why didn't they just do 24 for PAL? Instead of 24. Why 25? You know, why didn't they just do 24? Would have solved so many problems with reverse standards conversion and whatnot. They would have had the most perfect VHSs of films in the world. You know, running at 24 frames per second, just like film. The Abominable Bride. See, I've just got the box set, the U.S. box set of the Blu-rays. So, and you're saying Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion remake is supposedly coming out this month. Really? Interesting. Too bad Jackson and Cameron filmed in 48 frames per second, not 60 frames per second for 4K Blu-ray. I mean, theoretically, it should be able to handle 48 if it can handle 60, you know? That's something I don't get. With how advanced home media is now, why don't we have a high frame rate Hobbit trilogy, you know? Or I'm assuming Avatar for 48. It doesn't allow 48, really? That should convert pretty cleanly into 60, though. You know? If you can convert 24 to 30, you should be able to convert 48 to 60, right? Like, I see no reason why that shouldn't be possible. Same principle. Double the frames. That's annoying. It'd be really nice if we had a 4K 3D spec. Oh, well. Yeah, as well as it, I picked up Flesh for Frankenstein, the Vinegar Syndrome release, the Andy Warhol produced film, starring Udo Kier. And theatrically, that was released in 3D. So it has the 3D version on a Blu-ray, but then it has the regular movie 2D version on a 4K. So, what are you talking about? 24 converts like almost perfectly to 30. They were doing it for years with VHS. So, I don't know. Looked fine to me. The only time I had any issues was PAL, which is 60i. Well, yeah, I suppose. Yeah, fair enough. But not 60p. It's still 30 frames per second. It's 60 fields. It's not 60 frames, right? 60 fields, which create 30 frames. So, I don't know. I still feel like it could be done. The point is, it's like the whole point to high def, well, one of it was to have frame rates that matched what we see in theaters so you get more accurate translations of films. So if they were going to start doing films at 48 frames per second, why was that not part of the spec? Blu-ray I can kind of understand, because they were just kind of getting into all the, you know, different high-def stuff. But, you know, by the time 4K rolled around, like, that should have been a part of it, you know? But those frames don't play like frames. The fields play... Well, yeah, but, like, 60 times a second, creating 30 coherent images. Like, each field is not a complete image. Like, each frame is, I mean, well, you know this too, but for everyone else, each frame is made up of two fields, one showing even lines, one showing odd lines. If you were to look at one individual field, you would be seeing half the picture. It's like, what is it? I've got Quatermass 2 was film recorded, but using field suppression rather than field blending. So you have literally half the resolution, and it looks all jaggy and shitty, but it's all we have. So, we just kind of live with it. Can't go back. Can't change it. Playback on a CRT television, you never see two fields at once. Well, no. That's what causes interlace flicker, because it's flipping back and forth between those two fields. What part am I not saying correctly here? Because we're literally saying the same thing. This is what I have been saying. Two fields equals one frame. You see the even field, then you see the odd field. And together, your brain puts them together to create a cohesive image, because it's going so fast, your eye can't detect that it's two fields. It just sees it as a picture. Oh my God, JL, keep up with the conversation. We're not talking about... You're just, like, talking about your own thing here. Like, I'm not sure where the disconnect is either. We're literally saying the same thing, and you're, like, correcting me with the same information. Get in sync, man. V-sync, if you will. Haha, nerd humor. I know you watch British shows on like Space and YTV and PBS. A lot on PBS. Did you ever watch BBC Canada? No. I ask because in the States we have BBC America. It's owned by AMC Networks, and it's AMC 5 now. Yeah, no, I never watched it, really. I mean, I think I might have seen the news on it a couple times, but I didn't really watch shows on it. I would watch shows on YTV, Space, and PBS primarily. And, whatever PBS stations were showing stuff there. So since 24 converts to 30, that 48 would convert to 60. Yes, correct. But since the 30 conversion you're thinking of is happening in the interlaced realm, it's more like 24 converting to 60, so you'd have to convert 48 to 120 to get clean playback. If you're talking interlaced... You're not hearing what I'm saying. You're treating the 60 fields as if they're frames. They're not. They're half a frame. So it is effectively converting 24 to 30. You could deinterlace that 30. They're not frames, though. It's like half the lines of a frame. One is the even lines. That is not a full frame. Then there are the odd lines. That is not a full frame. That's literally what I said. They're not whole frame. No, they're not functionally frames. Not at all. You need two together. You have this, and then you have this. Together, they're not a full frame, but you put them together. Oh, look at that. Looks like a picture now. So, they're not frames. They're fields that create the frames, of which there are 30. 60 fields equals 30 frames. 50 fields equals 25 frames. I don't know, you know. Anyway, how about that economic collapse? Yeah, I wonder if we'll even be able to afford to buy movies soon. I was looking up the 4K of Craven, you know, the greatest movie of the year. But I wanted it because I've got, you know, all the other Marvel villainverse Sony films, and I wanted to do a video about them. But I wanted to watch all three of them because I haven't seen any of them yet. So I got Morbius and Madam Web. I don't have Craven, so I looked up the 4K. It was like $80 fucking. It's brand new. Why is it so fucking expensive? So, yeah. It was like ridiculously expensive for something that's only, what, a couple months old? So, I don't know if that's to do with tariffs and shit or what, but it was far more than I'm ever going to pay for it. It's like, yeah, I might go as high as 40 for a 4K of like a just basic ass studio release. But 80? No, fuck you. I don't care if it's out of print and signed in blood by the director. I'm not paying $80 for, like, just a basic-ass studio release of a movie. I'm joking about AMC 5. It's still BBC America, but it's practically AMC 5 now. All of AMC's channels are the same now, which I'm sure is because normal TV is dying, but I want British stuff, damn it. I know. I checked the U.S. as well. The U.S. didn't seem to have, it just seemed to have the Steelbook too. And it's like, the Steelbook's pretty and all, but I don't need it on Steelbook. I just want the movie in 4K. Is like that so much to ask? So, pre-order of A Knight's Tale 4K Blu-ray is currently $50 US. Yeah. See, that would be about 80 Canadian. So. The one soul is upset. Well, it's for a purpose. Like, I have a video topic in mind that I would like to, I think it would be a fun one to do. Let's do the villain verse, you know, and it's, do they really suck that bad? Let's find out. You know. It's ridiculous. But yeah, I mean, I buy stuff from boutique labels that's cheaper than that. And better. Better transfer. Better extras, you know? Oh my God. Tombstone, yes.
Will you please stop saying that?
Evil villains, evil pricing. Yeah. Tombstone, yeah, I would love to get the 4K of that. I don't think I've seen that movie all the way through since I saw it in theaters. Might have seen it on VHS once after, but, boy, yeah, it's a good one. But, yeah, I get stuff from boutique labels that's actually cheaper than that. Or that justifies the, you know... Well, yes, it's not as douchey as you make it seem, Steve. Thank you for pointing that out. Anyway, I still can't believe Netflix is removing Spider-Man across the Spider-Verse. Well, I mean, it's probably that they want to put it on Disney Plus. You know, they want all the stuff on Disney Plus, right? The greatest collection of upper lip hair in film history. Glad you don't have that issue of what? Having a mustache? Oh, you got the Blu-ray and 4K. Well, there you go. You're good to go. A Knight's Tale. Yeah, like, it's... I thought that movie wasn't even considered to be that good. Not that Craven's any better, but it's probably better than Craven. But yeah, the 4K of the first one. Yeah, I can't remember if I have that on 4K or not. Into the Spider-Verse. I might just have might have it on Blu-ray. Yeah. But yeah, in terms of transfers and stuff, I mean the boutique labels are fantastic. They do such a good job. It's very rare that you get a miss from one of them. But one of the things I was talking about with MPC, Devin, if you're still there, was the Blair Witch release from Second Sight, which I got. So talking about different frame rates in different regions, I was concerned because it was coming up from a UK release that it might have been converted to 25 frames per second. It was not. It is 30. 1080i. So it actually plays at 60, which is beautiful. and it's never looked better. Definitely recommend that one. I don't know if you heard me that time either. Well, I'm not repeating it a third time. Oh, okay, there you go. I did wonder about that going in. Wonder if it has any issues on a PAL PS3, perhaps. Oh, that's a thought, isn't it? Yeah. Because, see, that's a case where it would be fine with the region, because I think it's region B locked. But might have a problem with the frame rate. I don't know. It seems like just in general in the UK, they've had, like multi-format compatible equipment a lot more commonly and longer than we have here. Like I remember they had, what was it, SCART TVs? Whatever the hell SCART stands for. Sounds like shart. Anyway, they were quite common over there, and apparently they could play both PAL and NTSC content. So if you had a multi-region VCR, yes, such beasts existed, it could play the native NTSC signal, which is pretty cool. But we never really had that here. Like, that kind of thing didn't really catch on here until, like, we got DVD, and you could get region-free DVD players. But even then, it was like you'd have to put, like, a code in or something, and it wouldn't be, like, an advertised feature, so... Sure, it all gets converted on playback. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, my understanding was maybe the signal that it outputs, but it would play back at the right speed, so I don't know. I never had one, so I don't know how all that worked. I just know that that's something I heard a lot of people talking about in the UK. They would talk about their SCART TVs and their multi-region VCRs and how they could play anything from anywhere in the world. So, cool. Yes, absolutely, Travis. I think I did do a screening of it when I first got the Blu-ray, but it's entirely possible I didn't. I might have just watched it myself. Because when I got that set, I just devoured it. I went through everything that was in there. They are offering a disc replacement. I think the disc of the theatrical version, the one that was put on film, has some kind of issue with the audio or something. But, I'm probably never going to watch that version again anyway, so I'm not too broken up about it. Okay, yeah, I very well might have. Yeah. But it's got like 3 cuts of it. It's got 2 cuts, 3 versions. So it's got the theatrical version, and then it's got the restored theatrical version, which is basically the same, but with the video footage and film footage correct, not just post-converted. And is that the one, the theatrical reconstruction? Well, shit. Maybe I should get in touch with them about that. It was actually a friend of mine that noticed that issue, and I was the one that publicized it. Well, there you go then. So what was the issue? Was it the audio? Something with the sound? The first one to make note of it anywhere. Excellent. So anyway, was it the sound? Congratulations and thank you. Oh, I see. Audio was mono when it was supposed to be stereo. Yikes. Well, that's not unwatchable, but still kind of annoying. I suppose in a pinch I could swap the audio from the other one in. But who wants to go to all that trouble? Just give me the right disc. But yeah, the one that I watched was the, I guess the festival version, which has a few extra scenes. It's otherwise basically the same, but it had a few extra scenes in it, including the one where they're talking about Gilligan's Island, which is a scene I always liked. It was in the deleted scenes in the original DVD release. But I have other nitpicky issues with that release of my video transfer autism. I won't bore you with those here. Good Lord, dude. What issues could you possibly have with that release, with the transfer? It's like as perfect as it can be. I mean, they filmed it on high 8 tapes. It's only going to look so good, But I don't know. I thought it looked great. Watched it through MPC and couldn't have been happier. I've been dreaming for literally 25 years of seeing it like that. Because when I saw it in the theater, I knew it wasn't supposed to look like that, but it was because of, they probably could have done it now, like with digital projection, like just as it was meant to be seen. But back then, we weren't quite there yet. I've been dreaming of seeing it that way since I first watched it as well, though not as long. Fair enough. Yeah, I saw it in the theater. So it was what, 99, 2000? So, but yeah, and I watched, oh God, is it ever? Yeah. It's 37, 38, 39. We all know you meant 35. The 37.2 millimeter transfer. Yeah. But, yeah, it was good. It was good stuff. Hola, Blu-ray brats. Ugh. Yes, we are all Blu-ray brats here. Wow, it looks so moody in the background. I really am like just in my own little cyberpunk world here. But see, I look at those shelves. You guys see, wow, look at that collection. I see just a fucking disaster. Like, I need to reorganize those shelves so badly. The Scooby-Doo Project. That was a great parody. Personally, if I have the Blu-ray, I'm good and don't need to upgrade to 4K minus a few exceptions. Well, there's some movies that have absolutely abhorrent transfers on Blu-ray. Case in point, Predator, Dark City, American Psycho, all 10 of the original Star Trek movies. Every single one of those got much better editions on 4K and are absolutely worth the upgrade. Phenomenally better. Night and day difference. And not just because one's in 4K, one's on Blu-ray. No. The new transfers they did for the 4K are night and day difference from the Blu-rays. Blu-rays those are like DNR smear fests that should never have passed quality control in the first place. Ben-Hur and Dances with Wolves. Those would be good ones, yeah. Godzilla vs. Biollante looks amazing on 4K. Does it? I heard it had some issues. I'm sure it looks better than the Echo Bridge Blu-ray, though. Was it Echo Bridge? I don't remember. I have it. Speaking of Cyberpunk, I'll finally get to play it when I make it my one-game purchase with Switch 2. Full game and DLC on the cartridge. Well, there you go. Very nice. Wait a minute, did you say cartridge? Are they going back to cartridges? Wow, crazy. Super duper crazy high capacity cartridges, though, obviously. But mind you, with flash drive technology being what it is now and SD card technology being what it is now, I mean, yeah, you can easily fit a game on there. Lionsgate. There, yeah, it was Lionsgate, not Echo Bridge. Now, if we can just get the rest of the Heisei era, I hope that it is a sign of things to come. We want to get our Heisei on. Which is an actual, proper, continuing saga. Oh, I wonder which one I have. I have one of them. card, like SD card. Well, at least that's better than just getting a sheet of paper inside the case with a download code. You know what I mean? All right. Well, clearly I need to know which version I have. Hold on. Well then. Well, Godzilla versus Biollante. Oh, Miramax. That's why it's taken so long to get a re-release. Fuck you, Harvey Weinstein. And oh, look at all those special features. Echo Bridge. Yeah. There we are. 2 featurettes. The Making of Godzilla vs. Biollante and Behind the Design. 3 audio tracks. 5.1 original Japanese, 2.0 original Japanese, 1.0 English. Here we go. Cool. The making of... Oh, all those extras are on the Criterion set. Oh, so the new release has them as well? Nice. That's good. I just hope we get a nice re-release of GMK. Which I guess was Millennium Era. But anyway, I would like a nice release of GMK without the big frickin' translucent square with English text covering up the kanji logo. I mean, they could have just put a little subtitle there. They didn't need to cover up all that beautiful logo design. Fuckers. Well, yeah, listen to what Travis, or what Travis listened to what Roberto was saying. He said Echo Bridge put it out first, then Lionsgate did a re-release that was bare bones, so it didn't have the extras. So it was both. Yes, SD cards have come a long way. I have 2 1 terabyte cards that I use for my camera. No Country for Old Men. I'm kind of surprised there hasn't been a There Will Be Blood Criterion yet. But I could definitely see them doing that. Yes, PS5 is all SSD. That is correct. NVMe M2 SSD, no less. The system drives in my 2 PCs are also like that format. Very fast. You got your portal working again? Excellent. Going to boost up the signal up there. Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, basically you should just need some Wi-Fi range extenders, I would think. So I'd like Criterion to do collector sets of Rodan, War of the Gargantuas, etc. Yeah, they have the masters to do so and are streaming on the Criterion channel. Oh, and it's a possibility that's how the Showa era stuff first appeared. So, you never know. Paramount owns part of Miramax, so hopefully they can do something with them. Hell, maybe even Toho will get the movie here in the U.S. and give it to Criterion. Who knows? Well, Toho seems to be relaxing a little bit as far as licensing their stuff out, so hopefully. As for Paramount and Miramax, who knows how much of that is still in place. They've been piecemealing out the Miramax stuff ever since the Harvey Weinstein fiasco. So, PS5 Pro is more professional. Thus, it must be $700 US plus $80 for a 4K Blu-ray drive. Oh, yeah, you got to get it extra with that, don't you? Yeah, I just have the regular PS5 with the built-in disc drive. How's your storage situation with that thing? What bitrate are you shooting at? Do you have enough excess storage to store the footage for a good long while, or will you have to get some more soon? You mean the storage on this thing? I've got three 4 terabyte drives and 3 8 terabyte drives, plus the 2 terabyte system drive. That's in my main work computer. This one has just the 2 terabyte system drive and a 4 terabyte drive for games. This is strictly a gaming machine. The other one, which is the capture machine, which I barely even touched yet other than to do the initial setup and install Vegas on it. Oh yeah, I bought Vegas 22 as well, by the way, which I can put on both of these PCs. So the idea is maybe to do game editing on this one at some point, or at least to have it as a backup. But then the other one has Vegas 19 on it. I gave my other copy of, because you get 2 licenses with each purchase of Vegas, so I gave the other one to Rose so she can edit on her computer as well. She got my old RTX 3060. So that one currently has an 8 terabyte hard drive in it, but I'm actually planning to pull that out and put it into the main system drive because I need it here more crucially, and then swap out one of the 4 terabyte drives into the capture computer. Because with that, capturing my standard def footage at DVAVI format, it's about 12 gigs per hour. I can fit a little over 300 hours on a 4 terabyte drive. That is accounting for the discrepancy in size. So it's like actually 3.73 gigs, I think, or terabytes. So, yeah, 300 hours will do me fine for a while. I'm not going to be capturing that much stuff right out of the gate. So it's more crucial to have the storage over here. And then we should be getting the rest of the inheritance money sometime towards the end of summer, start of fall. So when that comes in, the plan is to just swap out all the remaining 4 terabyte drives in there for 8 terabyte. So just have 8 terabyte right across the board. So, and again, all SSD. So for now, storage is okay. Now, filming at, what is the bitrate I film at? It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. 4K, 60 frames per second, progressive. And what is the bit rate? Let me just pull up a file here and we'll take a look. Don't mind this guy's soulless face. It was an ad that came up. I guess my subscription ended today. So if we go in here, here's just like one of the videos. We'll just look at how long is this one? 8 gigs. It's okay. It's like 5-minute video. That's enough to get a nice average bit rate. Let's take a look. So it's 8.2 gigs in size for a video that is 5 minutes long. Yeah, around 230,000 kilobits per second. So pretty high. Typically when I've been doing a day's filming, I'm averaging about 200 to 300 gigabytes of video files at a time. So it's an RTX 4090, 24 gigs of graphics memory, I believe. I got 32 gigs of system memory. So, DDR5. I just basically went for what was top of the line at the time, and that was what was top of the line 6 months ago. So that was it. And it's, sufficient specs that I shouldn't need to upgrade for a good few years. So, mostly curious about your 4K camera. I know those things can gobble up space like it's candy. Yes, and it does. Hence looking at bigger storage. But yeah, if I can swap in that 8 terabyte, that'll be fine. And there's also stuff I can delete that I don't need to keep on here. I've got a lot of videos that I need to do thumbnails for, so I really only have them sitting on the hard drive until I do the thumbnails, and then I can delete the files because they've already been uploaded to YouTube. I don't keep the final renders, I only keep the master footage, but I do keep the project files. So if I need to do like a re-render or re-edit or something, or want to do a remaster of some kind or a supercut or something, I've got all the elements there, and I can just pull them all up again. But yeah. So the final renders take up about the same amount of space on average, and then I send them up to YouTube, and once they're all good to go on YouTube, whether publicly or just on the schedule or private or whatever, waiting to be scheduled, I delete them off the hard drive. So, and there's also a lot of space being taken up by just Blu-ray rips, stuff that I've ripped to watch. Like this video folder is all stuff I've ripped to watch. And that alone is over 4 terabytes. So my video folder, which is basically just all Blu-ray rips, so it's about 4 terabytes. And I probably got a couple terabytes in other folders as well. So, I mean, there's space there that I can easily clear out, like, at a moment's notice. It's like, oh, well, I didn't get around to watching that Blu-ray, but I can just rip it again if I want to watch it, or maybe just play it through one of my players instead of, so. But yes, the camera definitely gobbles up space. I think if I were to do 8K, it can't do 8K at 60 frames per second, but it can do it at 30. I'm guessing that it would probably be the same size as a 4K 60 file, or pretty damn close. So, yeah. If and when I use the 8K mode, it will be for, like, doing some kind of movie or something. And in that case, I'd just be filming natively in 24. So. Would likely be 8K footage with eyeballing towards a 4K output. So, always film one level above what your output is going to be. So that way you can do like digital zooms and stuff without losing quality. And yeah, it's neat. Hey Glenn, how's it going? How tricky are 4K rips with HDR10? I don't know. I can't rip 4K on this. I can only do Blu-ray and DVD. Apparently this model, you can supposedly flash the firmware. Actually, Devin pointed me towards that. And it will read 4K discs, but I haven't dared to try that yet. I'm concerned about possibly bricking my drive that I use almost daily for stuff, So, yeah. That's a possibility. Yeah, that's actually not a bad suggestion. He says, I guess you could use the 8K 30 for insert shots for final detail for zooming in, and you could just speed it up with your hands out of the shot. True. Yeah, and actually Devin says with regards to how tricky it would be to rip it, not challenging at all. And Make MKV can do it natively. You literally just pull up Make MKV and it lets you select what audio tracks you want and stuff. It doesn't care about any of that. Doesn't care about region coding. It just rips what's on the disc. drops it into an MKV container for you, and there you go. 1-to-1 quality. You don't lose any. There's literally no compression options in MKV. It only does 1-to-1 quality. So, yeah. It's a great little program, actually. I'm loving it. It's just so straightforward and simple. And just does what it needs to do. Yeah. Yeah, the closer looks, there's one more piece of equipment I need to get back to doing the closer looks, and that is an overhead boom to hang the camera off of, so I can actually have it pointing straight down. So it's fine. The stuff I've done so far is fine, but I really want to use the macro lens properly, and to do that, I really need to be able to film straight on. And you know, we fudged it a little bit with the music stand, just kind of angling it and then matching the angle with the camera. So that worked fine for certain things, but some of the bigger, closer looks I really need, like for graphic novels and big box sets and stuff, really need the proper top-down view. So I will get that. You do, of course, need a drive capable of ripping it. Flashing isn't that hard, but there is the chance of bricking it if you use the wrong firmware or have the wrong drive. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I have the right drive. It was based... I did look into that a little bit, and it was... There's two different drives that are marketed under the same model, but they actually have... depending when you got it, it can have a different drive inside. But there's like something you can tell on the labeling, I think, that'll indicate which one it is. Some kind of model number or something. But, yeah, so one thing I do know for sure is I've got the more recent drives. So I've got the ones that it's supposed to work with. So, yeah. Ripping some of my Region B Blu-rays to Remux. Have a multi-region player, but it's a pain to switch codes all that. Well, yeah, exactly. Well, and I have a multi-region player as well, and I mean, it's just you push a couple buttons on the remote to switch regions. But I think you pop the drive out, and then you push one of the colored buttons, like the A, B, C, D buttons, for whichever region you want, and then you put it back in, and then you're good to go. So it's a pretty simple code, a pretty simple switch, but it's honestly just so much easier to just rip the damn thing. And then I can watch it in a video player while I'm multitasking, doing other things. You know, it's just more convenient for me. So, but yeah, originally I would do that with Region B stuff or Region 2 DVDs. Now I just do it with everything, honestly, because it's just easier. Also, I've been taking to, you know, doing rips of some of my older DVDs that I'm just concerned about because of the age of them. You know, stuff that I don't want to lose. Yeah, I bricked mine because I have the right model number but the wrong drive. Did you have one of these as well, the Asus ones? Shit, I was able to bring it back through some sort of XP bootable USB. I've also flashed the right drive successfully. Oh, okay. Interesting. So you got the same one? Because I remember you were asking me about that when I got them originally. But have you come across any disc rot? Yes. The odd disc here and there. What is it? I ripped my Captain Power and the Soldiers of the Future DVDs. Because, well, mainly because I just had an itch to watch them again. And, thankfully, the discs with the show were fine, but it was the disc with the extras it would not read. And I looked at it. It actually did show physical signs of rot on it. There was like a little black spot on it that was, you know, inside, like in the layers. So, oh, an LG internal. Interesting. Okay. Oh, you have an internal drive. See, I don't have drive bays. There's no drive bays on this. It's just all fans on the front. So, there's nowhere to put an internal drive. So I got an external. It's USB 3. But I mean, honestly, it's the fastest drive I've ever had. Like, this thing just screams through Blu-rays. It'll do like a 50 gig Blu-ray in about 20 minutes. you know, which is pretty impressive. You called a girl bootable? Let's just say it didn't go how I planned. Yes, I'm sure. So I haven't come across physical disc rot, but the occasional skip on some discs. Yeah. I mean, that can be a sign of rot, or it can just be a sign of a mastering error. You know, black schmutz in the layers. Yikes. Oh, from the famous WB plant. Yeah. Yeah. I did see some lists that people had compiled of the known problematic titles from those. And there weren't very many that I had, so I wasn't really concerned. Or they were movies that I'd long since replaced with other editions, you know, so. Maybe I should check my Blade Runner set. Time is it? Fucking 9 o'clock. This is like when I'd usually want to go to bed. But we got up at 8 today, so. Back to work stream. This guy again. Sure enough. Which video was it? Yeah. Sure enough, that song I played just got flagged by that same fucking jackhole again. Hold on. Fucking bullshit. Stop claiming shit that you don't own. I hate this false claim shit. this shit. It's like you did a remix. You don't own the original, you cunt. Cunt, 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 cunty, cunty, cunt, 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 cunt. What a cunt. Just a right cunt. Nope, that is not the right folder. Put them in there. I've had one Blu-ray in my entire collection stop working. Won't even read. The Simpsons movie. Really? Uh-oh. I better check that. What is happening? I received a copyright claim on the previous stream for the Rebel Path, the music that I played during that stream. I don't know if you were there for that part. But I was talking about that at the time, how some jackhole DJ just did some half-assed remix of it, and now the copyright system is going crazy, claiming anybody who ever played the original of that song, The Rebel Path, a track from Cyberpunk 2077, composed by P.T. Adamczyk, not this fucking guy, Frank Krunkhole or something. So, yeah, it's a false claim. He's claiming that he owns the original song, and he does not. That is copyright safe. It is part of the Cyberpunk 2077 score, and it is freely usable. So... which is probably why he did a remix of it, because it was freely usable, so he was able to do a remix of it. Cool. Stop claiming my fucking videos. So that was me typing up the dispute to the copyright claim. The false copyright claim. False. And I'm sick of this shit. Oh, and he has comments turned off, so I can't even leave an angry comment. Anyway, dispute submitted. Second one today. I'm going to put my blurb at the top of this text file here so that I can... God damn it. I took it out of the... Yeah, I took it out of the clipboard. Oh, well. So I'll have to type it up again. Is it in my... No. I don't know. Anyway. I hate this shit. Get your fingers out of my very small pie. If only the cam was pointed down to see the impressive 60 words a minute. Yeah, that false claim is lame as balls. Yes, quite. It's a popular track. I imagine a lot of people are getting flagged right now. Let me just do a quick Google search and let's find out. Okay. So it looks like this guy submitted his stuff to like a copyright, like third-party copyright enforcing company, and so it's just the automated system kind of going through the rounds and seeing. But the problem is, one of the songs that he made is not his own composition; it's a remix of something that he did not create. And the stupid system is flagging all of the originals. And not just the remix. Oh, right here. Dubious YouTube copyright claims to songs from the game. Yeah, it looks like a similar situation, but with a different game. People claiming remixes and, you know, the originals getting flagged. And those of us who played the game or just played a few tracks from the soundtrack, which is freely usable, getting flagged. It's bullshit. Yes, Poltergeist was a scary one. It scared me as well. That was good old PG in the 80s, man. I was going to say you have maybe 5 videos on your entire channel with copyrighted material. Well, I mean, technically all the gameplays, but, you know, most of those, they don't care. Which is why a lot of people do gameplays, because the game companies generally don't care. They're just happy to get some free promotion for their games, you know? As I've yet to play Cyberpunk due to owning a PS4 when the game released. Yeah. Is it worth checking out on PC? I have an RTX 4070 Ti Super. Yes. But it can't really run games at 4K with any ray tracing. Really? A 4070? I was able to run it on my 3060. I mean, at like, you know, I had to turn a few things down, but I mean, that should be able to handle it. Because I was playing it at full specs on a 3090 through GeForce Now before the 4000 series even came out, and it ran at full specs without a hitch. So your 4070 should be able to handle it. Mind you, oh, wait a minute, I was playing it at 1080. I didn't have 4K yet. I was playing it at 1080. But I did run it on this beast with everything cranked in 4K, and it ran without a hitch. So, I don't know. I would think a 4070 Ti should be able to handle it. Let me just look at the specs here. Oh no, this is some adult content. Just pause. So, yeah, I mean, this is like the high-end requirements. It only needs an RTX 2060. So, yeah, you should be able to play it fine on that specs. Why is 1440 called WQHD? Wacky quality high def? I don't know. GeForce Now is indeed a cloud thing. No, dude, okay. I wasn't talking about my specs. I was talking about the specs of the system I was playing on from them. You have different tiers, and different tiers run on different specs of system. The highest tier, which is what I had, ran on an RTX 3090. It was the top of the line premium. The lower end ones would run on like a 3060 or a 3070. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not talking about my specs. I'm talking about the specs of the system on GeForce's end. So it's 4 times 720p. I mean, yeah, of course. That was literally the reason I was playing it on GeForce Now, is because I didn't have the specs to stream and game, especially something that high end at the same time. So put all the streaming on the computer, and then let GeForce Now handle all the grunt work for the games. So that was it. So we did that for a few months. Because I was down a PC, so I had to find an alternate solution, and that was the alternate solution. And it worked quite well, actually. I'm gonna have this other crispy crunch because they're good and they have peanut butter in them. But yeah, I mean, you can play GeForce Now on like anything. Because your specs don't matter, as you said. Huh. So 1440 is 4 times 720. Well, what does the WQ stand for? That's the real mystery. This is Crispy Crunch, by the way. It's chocolate and crunchy caramel with like peanut butter in the middle. But it's not like creamy peanut butter. It's like sort of flaked peanut butter. It's crunchy. Well, since nobody seems to want to answer, let's find out. Never mind. Devin finally answered. Wide quad high definition. Was that because of the color scheme of this label, Goddess? Is that what made you think of Turkish Delight? It's alright. I'm not a big fan. Rosie loves it, though. She often gets... Yeah, it's kind of Butterfingers like. It is Butterfinger like. Except Butterfinger has more of the soft caramel. This has crunchy. Otherwise, very similar, yeah. So I guess wide because it's widescreen, quad because it's 4 times 720p. Yeah. So I don't mind it. I'm not a big fan. I wouldn't go out of my way to eat it, but Rose loves it. She gets Big Turk quite frequently. She loves the Big Turk, which is chocolate covered Turkish Delight. Those are actually pretty good. I don't mind those. So, were we all introduced to Turkish Delight by the Chronicles of Narnia? where the kid was riding with the Snow Queen, and she kept giving him Turkish delight. And it just went on and on about how delicious Turkish delight was and how much he loved Turkish delight. What? What do you mean? What? You actually want? No, I read the book. It was based on a book, which I read. Are Smarties better than M&M's? Absolutely, 100 million% yes. So much better. Those QHD Plus ultra-wide monitors look awesome for gaming, but I'd probably hate it for everything else. Just imagining playing an only game and being forced to play in 16:9. Would you watch the movies? Probably. Of course. I mean, I just wish that someone would actually adapt all of the books. Disney stopped at like 3 or 4. The BBC did a bunch. They stopped at 3 or 4. King Edmund, that's who it was. Edmund. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've read the books. Well, I guess they wanted their own Lord of the Wings. Lord of the Wings. Lord of the Wings. Their own Lord of the Rings. So Chronicles of Narnia was an obvious second choice. You know, the other big fantasy adventure for kids. And I guess it just didn't do as well, so they stopped making them after like 3 of them. Which is unfortunate because I think there's like 7 books. So Netflix is doing it. Well, we'll see how long that lasts. Netflix has a tendency to cancel things very suddenly as well. You're going Bend? Like to Bend, Oregon? Oregon. Yes, I watched the movie of Narnia and I wanted to try Turkish Delight. There you go. So it won't be as good as the Disney cast. Well, it'll be the only cast for me because I haven't seen either of the other versions. I would at least like to watch the BBC version. Tom Baker is in one of them. I feel like the BBC version would be a more honest adaptation as well, whereas I feel like the Disney version would be, I don't know, more commercial, if that makes sense. I feel like just the magic of Disney just isn't there anymore. Is it because I'm older, cynical? Maybe. But I honestly feel like they just aren't as, I don't know. Hopefully it's better than Amazon's god-awful Rings of Power. I heard that was pretty good after a bit. I don't know. I haven't watched a single episode of it, so I have no opinion. I have to see that. I have to see Wheel of Time and House of the Dragon. So those are the 3 big fantasy ones right now. I have not. George R.R. Martin. I don't think he's in any particular rush anymore. Especially after all the shit the fans gave him. It's like, yes, the show basically ends how the books are going to end. I tried to explain this to people. Nobody believed me. I wish I could find it because there was an interview with was it Damien Lindelof and whoever the hell the other guy was, where they talked about it. Like they were asked about like, well, what are you going to do now that you've caught up to the books? And he's like, well, George gave us like the basic outline of what's going to happen in the rest of the books. So they had all the major story beats. And they were working with that straight from George. So, Yeah, love it or hate it. Those are George's story beats. So, too bad. Oh, you didn't like it? Oh, well. That sounds like a you problem. Art is not a democracy, as he was very fond of saying. So, yeah, I think he just got, honestly, I think he just got tired of hearing the fans whinging on about it and is now not particularly inclined to want to finish it. So, thanks, fans. You fucked it up for everybody. Hope you got what you wanted. It's just this, like, book purism. They're just putting the book on this pedestal. It's like, oh, it's not like the book, so it sucks. It's like, okay. I think they just got mad because suddenly they couldn't, like, drop spoilers and ruin it for other people. Because suddenly, book people and show people were all in the same boat and didn't know what was going to happen next. It leveled the playing field, and the book snobs didn't like that. They liked feeling superior because they knew what was going to happen. So, not George Martin. You're getting your fantasy authors mixed up. You're thinking of J.R.R. Tolkien, the other R.R. Yeah, I mean, it could have been... But the thing, what people don't realize is that last season, like... Yes. Thank you. The thing people fail to take into account is they bitch and moan about, oh, the last season wasn't as long as the other seasons. It should have been longer and blah, blah, blah. It was actually exactly the same length as the other seasons. Think about that. It was exactly the same length, almost to the minute of all the previous seasons. The only difference is they did fewer episodes, but they were longer episodes. Total up the running times. You've still got about 10 hours for the final season. It's the same damn length. They just did it as a series of movie-length episodes instead of hour-long episodes. People still bitched and moaned. So, I have not seen Logan Lucky. I don't even know what that is. But, yeah. Your brain McDied. But yeah, and that was like sort of the start of it, the fucking fandom menace. Just the entitlement is so disproportionate, you know? Know your place as a fan. And making demands of the creator of that thing you like is not something that you should be doing. You will achieve nothing. And in this case, you ruined it for all of us, because I bet you any money we're never going to see the Winds of Winter. We might see it after he dies. You know, someone will piece it together from his notes and finish it. But that still leaves the 7th book unwritten. So, I don't know. But I would not be surprised if by this point he's just said, you know what, fuck it. Fuck them fans. I got my money. I'm done. I'm enjoying my life. I'm too old for this shit. You know? Would not be surprised. It's like, yeah, book 5 came out right when the series started. And then, you know, a decade later, we're still waiting for book 6. But good for him, you know. I almost hope he doesn't finish it, just to put all those fucking entitled fans in their place. Like, maybe think twice before you start shitting on an author because they didn't do what you wanted. It's like, you know what? It's not about what you want. It's his story. He can just kill everybody off and call it a day. Still his story. Doesn't matter if you like it or not. And it's fine to like just, you just didn't like it, fine, whatever. But don't be a dick about it, There's no need to be a dick about it. The fandom menace, yeah. Well, that's just sort of a blanket term for the not just Star Wars fans, but just in general fandoms, where there's just all this fucking outrage about the most inane shit. Peter Jackson's 2015 release of The Silmarillion will finally unite the fandom. Yeah, no doubt, eh? So the MCU's version of Taskmaster was a massive departure from the comics. So the fans thought it was a brilliant idea to attack the writer on Twitter and demand an apology. The poor guy actually caved. Seriously? See, that's the kind of shit I'm talking about. Like, what the hell? Why? What does that accomplish, That's one of the reasons I love She-Hulk so much. I mean, I love She-Hulk just generally. But the fact that She-Hulk actually dared to directly attack that segment of fandom, and I was all there for it. Because what a lot of people who've never read the comics don't know, that's the kind of shit they would do in the comics, like all the time. That was the comics. People say, "Oh, well, the comics sucked." It's like, okay, you're just saying that because you don't like being in the spotlight and being, putting into sharp relief what a douche you are. So, fucking love She-Hulk. It's the only MCU series I've actually watched twice. But, hate entitled fans, all they do is whine and cry about stupid things without caring about the people who made the properties, the people who acted in the filmed adaptations. Well, and just some of the absolute filth that they say to the actors and writers and directors and everything. Just, you would never talk to someone's face like that, Like, fucking keyboard warriors, holier than thou, entitled out the ass. So, the Tolkien estate actually made the Silmarillion off limits for adaptations. Nobody knows why. Interesting, because I kind of thought that's what Rings of Power was going to be based on, but apparently not, and they had to sort of work around it. Yeah, the Agatha one. Yeah, I need to see Loki. That's what I actually really want to see. But, hey, church. The cat is scritching. Are you scritching? Having a good scritch over there? Scritch, scritch, scritch. That Hulk booty, though. Hell yeah. Again, that kind of thing happened in the comics all the fucking time. Like, it was not out of character at all. Yeah. But, boy, you could sure tell who had never read a She-Hulk comic in their lives and who just read paragraph 1 of the Wikipedia article. Look, he has big Who vibes. Oh, really? Nice. Well, I look forward to that. I think they just put season 2 out on 4K. I need to get up to date on the 4Ks. I have the first 4 Star Wars ones that they put out. Mandalorian, seasons 1 and 2. First season of Andor and Obi-Wan. But I need to get the latest 2 they put out. And the only Marvel where I have... the only Marvel TV, like Disney Plus series I bought so far is Moon Knight. So I really liked Moon Knight. And I mean, Moon Knight was a bit of a departure from the comics as well. Like like how his various split personalities were defined was different in the show than it was in the comics. But it worked. It was fine. It still served the same purpose, and went in some interesting directions. So I hope we get to see more. I feel like there needs to be at least a second season because I feel like we kind of ended on a bit of a cliffhanger with that one. Like, I can't believe that there wasn't a plan to do a follow-up to that because it seemed like, well, that you can't just leave it hanging there. You know, low key. Yeah. But that Hulk booty. Yeah. Loved it. More, please. Shake that booty. You know? I'm not even particularly a fan of twerking to begin with, but yeah. Get that big green butt going. Whew. Now you're talking. And I gotta say, Tatiana Maslany was perfect. Like, she really nailed it. Also, really loved Jamila Jamil as Titania. Yeah, they changed her a bit from the comics, but in ways that I thought made sense. And the core, you know, of her character was still basically the same. And her rivalry with She-Hulk was very reminiscent of her rivalry with her in the comics, you know. He hated She-Hulk when people said that's literally the character. He said, comics bad. You know, that's the thing. And that's why those grifters are just a waste of your time. Because there's no debate with them. They just, if they're caught out in a lie or in a, you know, misrepresentation of something, such as, well, that's the character from the comics, they just immediately change the goalposts. Well, the comics sucked then. It's like, not everything is for you. I mean, and I always put it like, I don't watch movies in the theater. But that's one I actually look forward to getting really high and watching when it comes out on home video. I think it'll be fun. But, what was I going to say? You still scritching over there? What you doing? Yeah? What? What is it? You just got itchy claws or something? You see him? You see the shadow over there? Oh yeah. But it's like, okay, assuming you collected comics when you were a kid, like I did you buy every single Marvel comic on the rack every month? Every single one of them? Did you read all of them? No. Of course you didn't. So, you know, it's okay to not watch every single thing in the MCU, because if you're only watching it because you only like particular types of things, your superhero action, whatever, chances are not everything is going to appeal to you. The Marvel Universe is a big place that covers a lot of different types of characters for a lot of different types of audiences. And, you know, I think it's good that they're doing that with the shows and movies as well, as they're pulling a lot of obscure characters out and, you know, B-string characters and whatnot, in addition to their big A-listers. I mean, although She-Hulk has been an A-lister before. I mean, she for God's sake, she was part of the Fantastic Four for a while. But, you know, it's reasonable to expect that you're not going to like everything, and that is not the show's fault. That is simply because you are not the target audience. And that's okay. So, I don't know. Well, as you see the discourse around Loki and that he isn't straight like they hoped. Why does it matter if he's straight or not? I don't get why they're so obsessed with the gender or sexuality of characters. Like, why does it matter? It doesn't. That's the correct answer. It doesn't matter, and it doesn't affect anyone in any way whatsoever. All I care about is it a good character? Is it an interesting story? Like, I don't care what their sexuality is. I don't care what their gender preference is. It doesn't matter. Just tell me a good story. That's it. What movies have I seen lately? Oh, God. I haven't been watching a ton of movies at the moment. I've mostly been watching, chipping my way through my anime collection. Before that, I went on a big binge of post-apocalyptic movies, watched a whole bunch of new ones that I picked up, and a couple old ones that I'd had sitting on the shelf for ages. I watched Borderlands. I watched the new Matrix. I watched that new Subservience movie with Megan Fox, kind of like Megan, but Megan Fox. Yeah, I don't know. I watched a bunch of stuff. I don't really keep track. I just kind of watch things as it. The only time I keep track is if I'm doing reviews. But if you look at the first Game of Thrones book after the prologue to set tone, whose head are you first? Whose head are you first in? It's Bran. Making Bran king is a way to bring everything together and close the circle. There you go. See? And yeah, and I'm pretty sure that's something that was intended by George, was ultimately that Bran would be king. I'll fully admit it to you, I never even cared about comics until like the last year or so, which you helped me get into. Thank you, by the way. I'm interested in getting those omnibuses and stuff. Yeah. That's a good take. I forced myself to watch every Marvel and Star Wars when they dropped, even when I was burned out, thinking it might be time to jump back in and only watch what seems interesting. Yeah. Well, and I think they've loosened up on the continuity a little bit, too, for that reason, is they don't expect, realistically, everybody to watch everything. So, the shows, for example, aren't as crucial to the continuity. Some are, some are more than others, but, you can miss a show and get the information you need when that character shows up in one of the movies, You don't necessarily need to know their whole backstory. But, yeah, and I expect it to be the same with She-Hulk. Like, I fully expect we're going to see She-Hulk again at some point. Likely as a guest character in something. But I enjoyed it because I like the comics. And I like the character. And I saw, to me, it was the comic book character that I grew up with brought to life. It was spot on. It was perfect. Like, Tatiana Maslany really nailed both sides of that character very well. But, I mean, she's also a phenomenal actress. But, yeah, and I think really the problem people had with it was the fact that they targeted the dude bros in the fandom, who have been, quite frankly, ruining the fandom for a lot of fans. And if any character was going to lampoon them and show them for the ridiculous idiots that they are, She-Hulk was the right character to do it. Because she's been doing that kind of thing in her comics for 40 years. There's a lot of casual viewers. That's why quite a lot of Avengers movies is reiterating who characters and what their origins are. Yeah, for sure. But well, it's like the grifters just go out of the way to watch everything and piss on everything, and ugh. I don't have a Letterboxd because I can't be bothered to keep up with something like that. It's just another distraction that I don't need. A lot of people have asked me about that, and yeah, I think I started one and I put a couple movies in, but I don't want to write reviews of everything I watch. If I want to do a review, I'll do a video and I'll just yak about it for a bit. I don't want to be writing a review blog, And I mean, there's nothing special about it to me because like just everybody does it. I feel like my voice would just be one of many, and it takes away from my uniqueness. So I'd rather just kind of stick to what I do, and when I feel like doing a review, I'll do a review. I mean, a lot of the updates I've been doing like little mini reviews if it's something that I got around to watching. So it's something. Well, there you go. See, it has everything you want in it. But yeah, I like Hulk things too. The Epic collections seem to be in limbo at the moment. I haven't seen any new titles announced. They did like a bunch in 2024, I guess. Yeah, 2024. They put out like 2 or 3 new ones and a reprint and a new volume of She-Hulk. And then now it's just like there's just nothing. Like, when's the next? They're so close to having it done. Like, they just need to close a couple of gaps and then it's done. They'll have 24 volumes of Classic Hulk. Let me see. August 20th. Oh, never mind. We finally got another one. To Hunt the Hulk. $245 to $262. Is that like right in the middle of the gaps? I feel like there should be another volume before that. Ugh, I don't remember. I'll have to check. But anyway, beginning of Bill Mantlow's run, eh? Very nice. That is a classic era. Well, good. Finally. Well, I'll pre-order that. Oh, really? You should read the comics. The comics are great, especially Sensational She-Hulk and the run that Dan Slott did. There's an omnibus of that. Those are the ones that the show was most heavily based on. Sensational is sensational. It's such a great series. That's what most of the Epic collections have been. To Hunt the Hulk. Now, let me just look this up here. Because, fuck, I may actually be too tired to film tonight. God damn it, I didn't start early enough. That was my problem. We'll see how it goes. So we got a full list of Epic collections here. I'll have to scroll down a ways to get to the Hulk. Here we are. Incredible Hulk. Killer Be Killed. Oh no. It actually is the next volume. Okay. Right, so that'll give us a solid run of volumes 1 through 10. And then we got 13, 14, 15. So we got 11 and 12 in the middle there. Then, yeah, so 13 is when Bill Mantlo finished up his run and Sal Buscema finished up his run. John Byrne came in for 6 issues. Shook up a bunch of shit. Al Milgrom took over for a bit. Then finally Peter David stepped in and started his legendary 12-year run. So then we got 13, 14, 15, and then we skipped 16, 17, 18. We got 19, 20, 21, 22. Oh, we need volume 23. So there's a few gaps to be filled, but pretty good. Pretty good. And there's the Hulk Modern. Oh, we're finally getting another volume of that. January 2026. Good. It's about fucking time. Yeah, so there's the Modern Hulk, which is the more recent 2000s stuff. So this was the first one. They put out volume 6, and then volume 7 is coming. What are you doing over there? Weirdo. What a weirdo. God damn. Alright, anyway. Cool. Well, that's good to know. Yeah, looks like the Modern one isn't up yet. Oh, what's up, buddy? What's up? He's concerned. He made a little concerned whine. Poor little guy. Oh, actually, if you like courtroom stuff, I highly recommend this one, She-Hulk by Sewell and Pulido, which was, I think it was like a 12, 13 issue run, just a standalone series. But this is one, I don't know if he was a lawyer or what, but it much focuses a lot more on the legal drama side of things, and has some great storylines in it. I just devoured this thing when I picked it up. It's really good. Yeah, it's a good, nice little self-contained story just within that single volume. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, and it also has her going head-to-head with Matt Murdock, which is always fun. And also has Titania and Deadpool. It's got She-Hulk 1 through 12, Wolverines number 13, and material from Gwenpool special number 1. There you go. So that's a good one. I really enjoyed that one a lot. This doesn't, I don't think, have like sort of the fourth wall breaking aspect, but if you like the legal stuff, then that's one of the best ones for legal stuff. It's fun. And then so there's been 3 epic collections of Sensational so far, the first of which is out of print. You can get the Kindle of it. So they got, 2 volumes that are kind of back to back, I think, and then they have this one that's got the last few issues in it. Bah. And then carries on. She was in sort of guest star limbo for a while. But yeah, good stuff. There's quite a lot out there to discover. Deadpool, Matt Murdock, I'm sold. I don't remember how much Deadpool's in it, but it might just be 1 issue. But yeah, I gotta get back to Gwenpool. Actually, I was really enjoying that. Fuck, I'm so tired.
Question.
Uh-huh.
Don't mock me.
Hmm.
If it's like really late and that's when you get the out for delivery notification, that means it's just gonna come in the morning, right?
What are you talking about? Like Amazon or something?
No, I ordered my back brace, and it said it was out for delivery at 7. So is it just coming very late, or is it coming in the morning?
I don't know. I'm not the delivery guy. If it's after 10, probably tomorrow.
Hi, puppy. Hello.
No. He looks like he's just tolerating you.
You want your crinkly bear?
Well, don't annoy him with it. It's a crinkly bear. Yeah, just what I need. Get them all worked up.
That's cool.
Huh? Oh. The emissions activated something hidden in their flesh. It quivered like precious holy gelatin, flipping their meat inside out within seconds. Their new eyes could not only see, but also hear, smell, and taste. They would be most efficient.
Creepy. I have a kitty. She gave me a when she came in the kitchen.
Right?
Because she meowed and stretched at the same time.
Right? Good morning, everyone. It's an absolute shit show out there today.
Oh my god, a cat fluff just got wafted over and flew at your screen.
As long as it didn't go in my drink.
No.
Yes, don't do that, because I would prefer not for the claws to suddenly come out. And yeah. Don't put her up here, please. There's nowhere for her to go. Why would you put her there?
I wanted her to say hi.
Well, there's a million things to be knocked over. Don't put her there.
Dino Mega Guy King.
What the fuck is that?
The fluff?
Take it away. Just bringing all these fluffs here. Yes. What? Don't just throw it on the floor. That's not take. I could have done that. Yes, Dino Mech Guy King.
Gay King.
Guy King.
Gay. It's gotten that time of the night.
Anyway, that's the villains. That's Guy King. That's our heroes.
I know. I recognize the bottom ones.
And
I love how their faces get less and less like detailed the further back there.
well, they don't need to be as detailed.
Like, why is that little kid's eye bugging out?
Because he's a freak. But they're in, and then this is their big dragon ship that they use.
Cool.
It's so big it houses Guy King, but they only can store him in like 3 parts. So it launches the 3 parts, and then they assemble in the air. So what was this, Great Red Shark? Humble Bundle has all of the Dragonlance books for $25 US. That's a good deal. You know, I'm actually an affiliate with Humble Bundle. if you guys want to buy that, I can get a little kickback. Books. Oh, they got a Vampire Hunter D collection as well. Oh my goodness. So it looks like you can get 26 books. That's crazy. That's cool. Meow. What's up, buddy? What's up? Why are you being all mowy? What's on your mind? Vampire Hunter D. All 30 volumes. That's pretty cool. I have these 3. I never got any of the others. If you're wondering about the movies, the first movie was adapted from this book. The second movie was adapted from this book. This one was not adapted. I don't know why. Maybe they just thought this was a more interesting story. I don't know. But there you go. So if you want to read the original novels that the 2 Vampire Hunter D movies are based on, it's Volume 1 and Volume 3, Demon Death Chase. And there you go. That's a lot of books. The first 29 volumes, you have 30. 30 volumes. You mean 29? 30. Anyway. Cool stuff. Battletech RPG. Yeah? What's up? Don't hurt yourself, buddy. Leisure Suit Larry, complete collection. Boomer shooters. Humble Heroines. Earth Defense Force collection. Oh. Game on, but oh boy, it has Paw Patrol and Bluey, My Little Pony. Guessing that's geared towards the youngins. This is more my speed. Leisure Suit Larry. Wet dreams dry twice, and wet dreams don't dry. I don't know if I have these. I have all the originals. I think I have up to this one. I don't know about these ones. Are they more recent? Must be more recent. Huh. Must be recent. Man, it's crazy that these are still going. There is no 4, by the way. For whatever reason, they skipped 4 and went straight to 5. I don't know why. Just to make it more confusing, I guess. ridiculous. Anyway. For $10, you can get the whole collection for like $10. It's crazy. And apparently we are getting a Happy Death Day 3, by the way. It is official. No idea when, but it's in the works. Neutron looks great. So fuck Adobe, by the way. Yeah. And this is apparently getting released, finally. Coyote vs. Acme has been acquired by Ketchup Entertainment, whoever they are. Days ago. Alright, cool. Came with a code wheel. I have a few games that came with a code wheel. Weird thing about the Neutron movies, it erases legacy. What are you talking about? Why would it erase legacy? I thought it was just a continuation of Legacy. I mean, it seems like a continuation from the trailer. Ketchup Entertainment released that recent low-budget Hellboy movie. Which one? The one with David Harbour, or the wasn't there like an animated one or something? Bless you. Crooked Man, okay. Dude, come on. Lake. Right. Well, maybe that gave them enough money to buy Coyote versus Acme. I'm just glad it's getting some kind of a release. It looked like it was going to be stuck in limbo, or worse, written off like so many other things. Alright, well, I don't want to stay up too late tonight. I want to try to maintain this day schedule, so we'll call this the recovering from the weekend day. And I think I'm going to call it a night here. So, no filming, achieved nothing, but that's okay. We had a good time. Well, it's 20 after 10. I'm trying to go to bed around this time. Which means I'll get up nice and early in the morning. In the actual morning. And, maybe we can get some stuff done during the day. Meanwhile, I think I might watch some more Combattler V, which I'm really enjoying so far. I like how not all the characters get along with each other. Also, the genius scientist professor guy who pulled the team together and invented Combattler bears a striking resemblance to the head of the Followers of Light in the Shogun Warriors comic, so I wonder if there was some inspiration there. Which is interesting, because Combatra, who was based on Combattler, featured very heavily in the comics. So I feel like Herb Trimp may have, well, and Doug Munch may have actually seen this somehow. It would have had to have been a fan sub at the time because it just was not available over here. But I can't help but wonder. Anyway, it's great to finally see the official anime adventures of one of my all-time favorite Shogun Warriors. So, there we go. Don't get Telker Latin. Well, yeah, that's fine. Anyway, we will make up for it tomorrow and throughout the rest of the week. And I need to put headphones on and start listening to things before that licking gets too severe. Anyway, thanks for joining me, everybody. It was a good time. Hope you all had fun. And I will see you next time. Until then, thanks for watching. And sayonara. Oh my God, church, the licking.